Well, our moms think we're funny.
So, Chris Chan once said, no rape, just hamsters. You don't rape a hamster. That really resonated with me.
I would say that Richard Gere would disagree. Circle gets a square. Boom!
Yeah, so Chris Chan, as you know, likes to draw his enemies into his comics, like his real-life enemies into his comics, so you can beat them up in the comic.
Oh.
And, yeah, it's a really passive-aggressive way of handling life. So,
Now, I can imagine someone doing something like that. There's someone like, oh, you said something bad about me, or you said something I don't like, so I'm going to draw you in a comic as a bad person. Like, let's say, I love Peter David, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that Peter David were to criticize me in some way. I wouldn't do something stupid like, oh, I'm going to draw Peter David in a comic book as a Klansman, I mean, I wouldn't do something like that.
boy, Chris does.
I wouldn't be like, oh, what you didn't you said this thing about me, so I'm gonna draw you in a comic book, as like this really horrible person, because I mean, I wouldn't do that. Maybe Tom McFarlane might do something like that, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
by the way, Todd McFarlane did that exact same
With
thing.
Peter David?
And he did it to Peter David and one other guy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's old news, and,
I didn't keep up with
that
it.
was that was early Image days, and I'm sure, he's...
So, well, what Chris Chan did, there was the guy who did the parody of Sonichu called Asperchu. Because Chris is very adamant that there's a huge difference between autism and Asperger's, and how dare you...
Isn't Asperger's just a spectrum of autism?
Yes, but don't tell Chris that. He'll get mad at you.
It's because...
He'll put you in his comic.
I was going to say... oh, God. Okay, look, people. I have a particular mind that automatically goes to places. And the only thing that makes me come across as semi-normal is the fact that filter, that blast door that slams shut, is like, we can't let this go out, right? It's like the fire door, but like once the fire doors are closed, right, they have to stay closed, and these people might burn up, but all the rest of these people like stay alive, they stay safe. And so that's the only thing that keeps the really, really horrible person that's inside of me from getting out. So I was almost about to say something about him, but it would have been disparaging to other people.
Say it.
Give in to your hate. Let it flow.
Yes.
No.
Release your hatred.
So, it's just, oh, my goodness.
So Alec Benson Leary created Asperchu, and
Isn't that like one of those like chewing gum type medicines or whatever? It's like, oh, it's like, Asperchu. I take that whenever, like I feel constipated. It's like I think there's some kind of like over the counter medicine called like Asperchu.
probably so, but he's not trying to be flattering with this, so I guess that's fitting.
By the
But,
way, why do they call it over the counter? Because in most of these places, I don't actually go to the counter at all. And isn't anything you get from the pharmacist over the counter? Doesn't he have to pass it to you over the counter? So wouldn't morphine be an over the counter drug because you have to get it passed to you from over the counter?
technically, yeah.
And then when you say something is like, I mean, obviously you don't say under the counter, right?
Right.
It's like that may seem like you shouldn't have this, but here I'm gonna just slip you some OxyContin and everything. Because the way you're shaking, you look like you can use some. You must be in a lot of pain.
But yeah, so Chris, to get his revenge on this guy for making Asperchu, put him in his comic, and he had him holding a bunch of female characters hostage in his basement in hamster cages.
Wow.
So the guy calls him out for it, and he locks him out of his website, and he's like, because, Chris is always, like, overly trusting and gives people his website passwords. So they lock him out of his website, and he's like, until you apologize for accusing me of raping all your stupid comic characters, I'm not letting you into your website. So he makes a video, and he's like, I was not trying to make him look like a rapist, I was just having him keep them there in his basement in cages, like hamsters. No rape. You don't rape a hamster. So I've been saying that for weeks now, because that shit is so funny.
Wow, that's That's all I have to say about that.
I love it.
Sometimes you draw somebody in a hamster cage holding other people hostage. That's all I have to say about that.
But yeah, so today we want to do some improv games. I read about these on a Facebook thing. People were just talking about things you do on the fly. So like, I get fed a prompt, I have to think on my feet and come up with something, vice versa. So I read you a couple of these game rules before, and it seemed like it'd be a good time. It seemed like it could be something fun. And you've kind of done this on your own without me even feeding you prompts a couple of podcasts now. So figured we'd try to make a game of it. So I think what's going to be easiest here is I'm just going to pull up a Wikipedia article. We're going to use their random generator, and that will be our prompt feeders, basically, because it could be anything, right? And I'll be fair here and say that we can probably redo it, because if it's something you don't know anything about, then you can't really improv that too easily.
Right.
But we're gonna go from there. So this game is called, in the improv circles, Don't Get Me Started. Basically, once you get your prompt, you're gonna go on an angry rant about it, about why it pisses you off.
I don't know if I'm qualified to do that. Dude. Angry rants? Me? What?
Dude. I think you'll be okay.
I'm insulted.
I think you'll be okay. Okay, so let me just open up here to Wikipedia. Not Wikipedia. Come on. Friggin' smartphones.
You're right. Yeah, someone didn't name that properly.
Fuck you, dude. Oh, you're picking now to be slow? Come on.
What's the deal with smartphones?
What's the deal with slow smartphones? Okay.
I mean, they've got more other gadgets than they do have phones. Most people just text, or whoever makes a call. No one makes a call. If it was so smart, I wouldn't have to make the call. I wouldn't have to use the text. They just go for me. Be like, hey, you know what I want to do? It's like, I'm smart. I know what you want to do. They're like, you're smarter than me. I'm smarter than you. Maybe you should go to job and work for me. Why don't they make the whole plan out of it?
All right. Turk.
Yeah.
Give me an angry rant on Leopold Bellevue.
Oh, that would get me started on that fucker.
His Worship, Leopold F. Bellevue, former mayor of Moncton from 1988 to 1998.
Okay, so first off, you're going to have to give me a geography lesson on where Moncton is.
I don't know. The Moncton City Council. It's in North America.
Well, now that makes me feel even worse. But I was thinking it must be overseas somewhere. No, it's in North America. Oh, yeah.
He introduced one of the first privately operated municipal water services in North America. Hold on, Moncton. Oh no, it's French. It's the largest city in the Canadian province of New Brunswick.
Oh, so when you said America, you meant North America.
Yeah, I said North America.
You said America.
I did North America.
You said America.
I've got this recorded, dude.
You can play it back.
Yeah, fine, I will.
Okay, then you do that.
North America. There, you see? Fuck you.
Well, I would believe that she just made that up, but we all know that you can't edit audio. At least so I've been told.
That's what they say.
So
I'm not buying it.
I guess I'll just have to believe that that's true.
Anyway, you want me to pull you up another random article, or you want to take
I don't know anything about this guy, so that's going to make it hard. I mean, I could talk some shit about him, but I don't think it would really be fair, because that would just be completely making something up.
Well, okay, here we go. Pesticide detection kit. What's your take on a pesticide detection kit, Turk?
So does it detect pesticides?
It is a kit that it's a scientific test kit, detects the presence of pesticide residues.
Okay. So
various organizations create them, among them the Defense Food Research Laboratory in India.
And these things, they detect pesticides.
Yep.
I think that's kind of stupid. I don't really understand why who would need a pesticide detection kit. So give me one situation, one instance where that is something that is a useful, necessary tool. The only way I can see that you would need a pesticide detection kit, whereas if you had like someone that comes to your house like once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever to spray like the outside of your house, the inside of your house for bugs, and you're like, I don't think this guy's really doing his job. He's just like spraying water or some shit around, right? And I want to make sure that he's actually spraying it. So I'm going to get a pesticide detection kit and I'm going to check and be like, oh, is he really spraying that? Because I've seen some silverfish or whatever, you know?
Right.
Is he really doing his job, or are they just ripping me off? Because I seem to have a lot of bugs for me to be paying this kind of money for that. And so I'm going to get a pesticide detection kit and be like, yep, you know what?
You know what?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty useful to me,
Right,
actually.
Right. But that's the only instance, because you're only going to use it in that if you don't trust the people. Because otherwise, if you're going to do all that shit, just go buy some freaking Raid, right? Or some like Oricon Home Defense or whatever it is, and just spray it around and do it that your damn self. If you're going to be going around with the pesticide detection kit, plus you're going to buy it, and what are you going to just use that one time? Or you're going to use it every time he comes out there, be like, yeah, he passed the test that one time, but...
Right, and if you're doing it every single time he comes out, then you might as well just be spraying the pesticide yourself.
Right. And where else are you going to use that? Oh, we're going to use that at the business. We're going to see if this grain manufacturer place that makes bread, you know, if there's a significant level of pesticide. I would certainly hope so, because you've got grain, you've got bugs, you got like wheat bugs and mill bugs and all that kind of stuff. You got grasshoppers and locusts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would hope they would use some kind of pesticides and rats and everything to try to make sure those things don't get in the building. And so why would I need a pesticide? Like, we want to make sure that you're using pesticide or that the pesticide levels aren't too high. Well, yeah, of course I'm using it. Wait, your test is going to tell you what common sense? Is that what it is? A common sense detection kit? Well, let me use it on you. Beep, 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 beep. It says you don't have any. Get the fuck out of my house. I mean, that's the stupidest thing. A pesticide detection kit. I mean, come on. And you wasted. And I bet you they got a grant for that too. I want to, make a tool that's going to detect if there's pesticides is being used. Pesticides are being used everywhere. And just like anything else in the world, I go to work, they use it at work, I'm sure that there's going to be some molecules of that. It's in the air, right? It's going to get on me, and I'm going to be basically spreading it everywhere, just like pollen. That's how we get plants and flowers and stuff. It's because the pollen gets captured, it gets spread all throughout the planet, right? So that's why you have pollen on your car from someplace you've never been, because guess what? It gets caught in the air. It gets swept all over. You ever had I'm not sure if you ever had this happen to you, like in your personal life.
Okay.
But you ever come home and you get like a hair on your clothing, like, what is this, like, what is this, like, long blonde hair? I don't know anybody with like a blonde hair, or even worse, like a girlfriend finds like, whose hair is this? We're like, I don't know. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Oh, just a random hair? Yes, that shit happens. It happens.
Oh, it does.
So, yeah, so if that can happen, yeah, of course some microns of pesticide or whatever are going to get in my house from the different places I go that have pesticide, which is going to be every place you go to. Because no one wants to go in a place that has bugs and be like, oh, yeah, I'll shop here. That sounds like a good idea. Well, I'm going to buy these clothes. Let me just shake these roaches off of it and then go to the counter and buy it. No. If that's the case, then I'd still be eating fucking Arby's. Like, rats, well, those are just nature's free candy. I mean,
nature's free candy.
I'm just saying, so, and you got a grant to be able to detect, the obvious, right. And they give you money, be like, yes, sure, you can go ahead, okay, yeah, I'm going to spend $25 making this obvious kid that's just going to beep whenever I hit a button, and I'm going to spend the other, like, 120 grand on, like, a brand new car and a new house and say, fuck you. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude.
That's fair. Okay.
In India, the place is like crawling with monkeys everywhere, and the people that made that are in India. They're like, we want to take pesticide. There should be pesticide. You should have like bombs of pesticide. Just planes, instead of like a plane that flies over, you should just have like zeppelins that just hover and just rain pesticide constantly. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, monkeys. Right? The fucking Mutaba virus, right? That's how you get that. It's from monkeys. You guys have monkeys everywhere. And I'm not being racist. I mean, that's kind of one of the things you look at National Geographic. Here's a town in India that's completely run by monkeys. They'll steal your wallet. They don't know what to do with the money, but they'll take it. So a guy in India was like, I want something that's going to test pesticides. Yeah, but hey, I'm telling you right now, right? It's going to go off everywhere.
So it's just a machine that beeps.
Right, pretty much. Oh my god.
It's like, this is my patented lie detector. It's just a photocopier with the words "he's lying" written on the scan bed. Boop. Oh, yep, see, it says he's lying.
whiz. And here's, I'm having trouble like making my rent, but this guy can get a grant to make a fucking beat machine. Thank you, world. I appreciate that.
It's all about that charisma, man.
Yeah. Fuck you, Wikipedia.
Okay, I got a good one for me. Okay.
Was that good?
That was great. That was hilarious. Okay. So
wait, we want to do an ad break.
Do we? We're 15 minutes in. I'll leave it up to you.
And this episode of Our Moms Think We're Funny brought to you by Orkin.
Okay, yeah.
Ortho Home Defense.
And now time for now time for a short break.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
What's the deal with pesticide detection kits?
So, you ever seen the movie Naked Lunch?
No.
So, Naked Lunch is... Oh, crap. Who was the guy that wrote that? But anyway, the movie has Peter Weller in it. And it's a really, really trippy, like, acid trip thing. But the guy, he was a... I forget what you call it. But anyway, he would go around spraying homes for, for bugs and stuff like that. And then back then, in like the 40s, whatever, there was a powder that they used to spray.
Yeah.
But you
could,
right? Yeah. But you could also inhale that and get high. So
wow.
He wasn't. So basically, he was using it to get high. I can't think of the guy's name. It's like right there on the tip of my brain too. Shit. And I could look it up, but I always like to try to remember these things if I can. And the if I remember, the book movie is pseudo autobiographical. It's like you don't know like how much of like what of what was written is real and how much is just kind of like just bullshit and how much is just his his like drug induced, like this is what I kind of remember.
Right.
But
that I would be interested in reading.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be right up there with Metamorphosis for you.
Yeah, I liked Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, we're back, everybody. So boy, sir, that was a good rant on on pesticide detection kits.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
My random article is the knee chest position. I'm going to show you this medical illustration, Turk, of the knee chest position. I'm supposed to come up with an angry rant about this. So here you go. So for those who don't have the benefit of being able to visually see this,
so I got a hard one. You got a hard one too.
Face down, ass up. Okay,
that's the way I like to fuck. Sorry.
So the knee chest position is a position used in a number of medical situations, including gynecological examination and surgery, lumbar spine surgery, labor and delivery, for which it is recommended in those with a cord prolapse until delivery can occur, and administrating enemas.
Wait, a cord prolapse? What? Oh, God, this is already going downhill.
Yeah. Oh, hey, related article, enemas. Okay, so I gotta come up with an angry rant on this shit. Okay, don't even get me... Okay.
Oh, I hate the doggy position so much.
Right?
It's like, it's so bad. It's just like one of the worst things ever. It's like the only thing that makes doing that ugly woman like possible.
Okay.
Well, I should say this. It's also the only thing that makes doing an ugly man possible for like a woman to be like, oh my God, I just need some dick, and this guy is so fucking ugly. We'll do it doggy.
I just need to be face down on the bed here. Okay, so yeah, so that's going to be my rant here, is that this article is trying to sell this as some kind of a medical thing. Come on. Whoever came up with that, it's clearly just all about the booty.
But okay, sorry not to cut you off, but that's a great grift, though.
Great grift?
Yeah, it'd be like, it's like, I'll make this into a medical thing,
Yeah.
right? Be like, so from a medical aspect, this is a good idea. This position works really well. I'm like, well, if it's good for my health, yes, it is.
Yeah, that's it. So, my rant here, I'm going to call bullshit on this being a medical thing. I think that this was some horn dog who just, was just looking for some excuse. It's like, yeah, no, I really don't want to do that. He's like, no, I'm a gynecologist. Hey, yeah, no, you have to do this. So, I mean, come on. Nobody's buying that. You saw the picture. I saw the picture.
I saw the picture. Actually, we've not seen the picture again.
Okay, here you go. I mean, it's a really dry, lithograph illustration, But yeah, I mean, come on. You're gonna tell me, oh yeah, no, you have to be in this position because it's good for your spine. Yeah, I'm gonna fix your spine. I mean, come on, don't give me that. I'm not buying it. And if a doctor told me to get into that position, I wouldn't be thinking, oh, this is going to fix my spine. That actually looks like it'd be kind of painful for the spine.
Wait, no, you say doc... No, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, like... No, I'm just picturing, like, this doctor being like, okay, what I'm going to need you to do is have your face down on the table, bring your knees up to your chest, have your rear end stuck up in the air. Like, okay, focus, okay, so, now what I'm going to do is, administer this enema. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they don't call it the medical practice for nothing, that's all I'm saying. Practice, yeah, like... They're just figuring out what they like anyway. It's like, hey, I bet we can convince people to get into this, like, really kinky position. And just write it off as a medically beneficial thing. No, there are women who use this to have babies all the time, I promise, totally. Yeah, right. Man, why can't people just, stick with the tried and true, just, missionary position, bed sheet in between them. Stop being gross, people. God.
I'm just gonna say it's either gonna have to be the rant or the blizzard, but you can't do both.
The blizzard's too good.
The blizzard's taking like all the fire out of you. Like I was heated up, but now with the blizzard, I'm just starting to cool down.
This is like incredible. Haven't had a blizzard in so long.
Neither have I, due to global warming. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah, not only that, but Obama legalized this position in 2014, like across the fucking country. So now there's not even any place that decent people like me who are worried about purity can go. So, I mean, I don't know, just like society has been ruined for me.
But you know why, don't you?
Because he's a sicko, that's why.
Well, it's because, so that position, right?
Right.
Woman's down like that, her ass sticking up in the air, makes the ass look bigger. He's a black guy, he's an ass man, right? So of course he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna make that's a legal position.
I'm gonna make that legal?
Yeah.
Just talking to Michelle about it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. The libtards are ruining the country, that's it. That's the whole problem, right there. Oh, and they're gonna write it off as a cord prolapse. I mean, come on. No, I'm just not seeing it. Because I mean, you can put people up in stirrups or a harness or something. They don't have to be in that position. It's only for kinky doctors who have one thing on their mind, and it ain't administering medical aid. So nice try. I'm not falling for it. I'll sue the hell out of any doctor who tries it. So there.
And I wouldn't be surprised if something like that. It's also, we have a lot of, you put a lot of faith in doctors, but not every doctor should be trusted.
Yeah.
And the first thing doctors doing is like, don't look at what I'm doing here, right? Turn around, bury your head in the sand, like the fucking ostrich you are, and just let me go to work back here. No, this is an enema. Sure, no.
Sure it is. How do I know? I can't see it. My face is covered up in the sheets.
For all I know, I'm going to stick signature pencil in there and playing Sudoku on your tablet for like the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with those prostate examinations. I mean, it's like, come on. Your finger's been up there for an awfully long time, Doc. I mean, right, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, this is the best way to check your prostate, sticking my finger up your ass. Like, really? You're going to check my kidney by sticking your finger down my throat?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, totally believable. It's like, no, Pete, I'm telling you, I gotta stick my finger up there. It's the only way to make sure you ain't got cancer. Oh, well, I don't want cancer. Okay. All right, well, been in this knee to chest position. This will just take a minute. Oh, yeah, oh, hold on, I need another minute. Achoo! Okay, you're good to go there, Pete.
Oh God, that was so nasty. That was so nasty. Oh God. Oh, that was so nasty. And you don't even want to know how I made that connection.
Nobody's gonna get this.
I was I went back and it was like, oh, he sneezed. Going back to the thing about, would you rather sneeze or this? And I was like, no, because why would he need to? And oh, wait, no. Oh. Oh.
So there we go. Mine ran a little bit short, but you want another one?
How do I finish this blizzard?
Okay.
So, as an aside, just between you and me, that had been a show. You just saw the trailer for Terminator.
Yeah.
Do you know they put the T-800 in the new Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah.
After you, if I understood it correctly when I watched the video, after he's been beaten the first time, the second round, like all of his flesh comes off. He's just the endoskeleton.
Yeah.
Scorpion's spear, his harpoon won't work on the endoskeleton. Because there's no flesh for it to stick into and come back.
Yeah.
So when you throw it, it'll hit and do damage, but you can't grab him and pull him back. And I was like, that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got a good one for me to do an angry rant on. So let me just take a couple more bites of this blizzard, and I'll do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was a little bit lesser there until the very end.
I mean, honestly,
Can DQ be our sponsor for this episode?
who?
DQ.
I would say, honestly, there's really nothing you can rant about Doggy Style. There's,
Right.
there's nothing bad I can say about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's like, how am I supposed to complain about this? That's not fair.
Okay.
But hey, enough about the knee to chest position. That's going to be only and ever what I refer to it as now.
Yeah, something. I mean, oh man, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We should
Should go to the doctor and get some prostate exams.
get a bunch of like the Kama Sutra and like take a lot of the positions a lot of them are like for partners or whatever.
Right.
They take the partner out and then call those yoga positions, and you and I could be yoga gurus and just tell people, you're now getting the knee and chest position. That's it. So, yeah, okay, now we're gonna do the dancing man. You know?
Okay, so we were talking about like how the best way to make money and when you're in certain career positions is to just be a consultant. Like certain parties we were discussing last night.
Right.
I realized my dream job is to be a consultant. So, in modern 3D gaming, they have what's known as jiggle physics.
Yep.
I want to be a jiggle physics consultant.
That's a good thing.
I have an encyclopedic repertoire of reference in my mind.
No, you don't.
That's pretty good.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
It's gigabytes, man.
No, you don't.
It's gigabytes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Because that means that you don't have to do any further research.
Oh, I'm not going to keep doing research.
I'm saying, but you're like, I have not. And I was like, yeah, but like any good, like professional, I always have to stay on top of the latest.
Well, right.
trends.
There's new stuff every day.
Right. Well, I'm saying you don't want to just write yourself as like I'm a master of this. I know everything. But I know a great deal. There's always still a lot to learn. But I'm saying, don't cut yourself off.
Well, like Mozart was a master, but he never stopped practicing. But yeah, I want to be a consultant for that. So, any video game companies out there need a seasoned professional consultant here? Hit me up.
Can I add to that?
What?
Can I add to that?
Sure.
There's something that really bugs me. It bugs me a lot.
Okay.
And some people are like, really? I'm like, but it bugs me a lot. Which is when you have a movie where the person has X-ray vision.
Right.
And whenever it's a guy, the first thing he always does is like look at the women and look through their clothing. Mm-hmm. And whenever he looks at a woman, he looks at her chest. Mm-hmm. Her boobs are always free.
Yep.
No, he's looking through her bra.
Yeah,
so they should still look all pushed together and mashed up.
Yeah.
Not just not just her naked. She's not naked. He's just seeing through her clothes. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to do that, do it properly. Mash those puppies together. Don't just be like, oh yes, you looking at me as if I had no clothes on at all. And that's not the case. You're just looking through my clothes. That bugs me.
Yeah,
it bugs me so much.
If you're gonna do something like that, you gotta commit.
Right. Just do it right. Don't be like, oh, well, we're going to save a lot on special effects, but just having her get naked. No, no. You can still have her get naked, but then just CGI that shit or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just use some invisible tape and just tape them up there. It's not going to show on camera. Or if nothing else, get a guy in like a green suit that just stands behind her and holds him up, like Janet Jackson and Rolling Stone. You know.
Well, now I found a new dream job. Thanks to her.
Hey man,
I want to be the green screen guy.
I should be the president because I just created jobs like that. It's like bam, bam, hey, new job.
Thanks, Turk.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll take the next rant here. Tetsuya Takahashi. Don't get me started on this guy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently the head of the game development company Monolith Soft Incorporated. But in the past, this guy's worked for Square, which is now Square Enix, meaning that he has participated in things like Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, stuff like that. Alright, if this guy is so great and so good, then why are these characters still being caught up in legal battles of what Nintendo has and does not have access to in Super Smash Bros.? Okay, I'm really impassioned about this because you have characters like Geno from Super Mario RPG, you have characters like Chrono from Chrono Trigger. These characters need to be in the Smash Bros. Franchise, and Nintendo's expressed interest and has expressed willingness to work with them, and then these companies just kind of hold off on it. So, really not okay with this guy. Now, he's obviously not directly worried about that, because he's kind of taken over with like Xenoblade Chronicles and stuff like that. But yeah, I have a problem with that, okay? If he cares about his fans, then why isn't he doing that kind of thing instead of still pushing characters like Shulk getting into Smash Brothers?
Shulk?
Yeah, Shulk is from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay.
He's a mid-tier character in tournament play.
So you're like, why are you pushing this guy that no one really wants? Why don't you push the characters that people really want instead of the one that you like?
It's like people have been clamoring for Geno and Mallow to be in the Smash Bros. Franchise since Super Smash Bros. Melee. And Nintendo was willing to have them in starting at Brawl, which was the third game in the series, and we're now up to the fifth game in the series. And still no sign of the characters, so it's like, come on. Stop tooting your own horn about being on Final Fantasy VI, stop acting like you're a big deal for being the graphics director on Chrono Trigger. Get the fans what they want. It's like it's like when people are like, oh, yeah, your new drama movies are okay, but we really liked it when you were just funny. We just want to see you go back to comedy. It's like, no, I'm more worried about being a serious artist.
Like Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on, Jim Carrey. What else do we have here besides Xenoblade? Oh, he was on Secrets of Mana. Yeah, I mean, okay. It's all Xenoblade. That's the thing. His whole gameography, besides working with Square Enix and with Final Fantasy and all that, is Xenoblade. So, I mean, come on, guy. The Shulk and Xenoblade is never going to be as big as Chrono Trigger or as Super Mario RPG. So just get real. Get over it. You ready for one?
You sound like you came in kind of prepared for that one already, right? I have a hard time believing that was like improv. You're like, oh yeah, I know these characters, and I'm like,
Well, once I saw that he was associated with Square Enix, that's something I have been passionate about for a while. And people can tell you I bitch a lot about Geno not being in Smash Brothers.
I don't play Smash Brothers, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is it time for another ad?
Is it? We are at the 34-minute mark.
We could probably go a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit. You want Mike Stone, former karate champion?
Mike Stone, former karate champion?
And motivational speaker. You want him for your rant?
Let me think. No, not really. I'll take him. I say not really. Like, no, I don't really want him, but I'll take Mike Stone.
I can find you another one. mean, the problem is, without actually knowing the person, you're just gonna wind up, like, making stuff up, like you said.
I made up shit about the pesticide detector. I mean, I really don't know what that's for. I'm sure it has some kind of purpose. I don't know.
I'd say it's for, like, detecting pesticides on fruit and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they just, like, tend to spray pesticides in bulk over fruits, and that's a big reason why people are on the organic food kick.
Now, so I was thinking it was something to the levels. Are the levels above the FDA, like, like allowed limits?
Right.
But I wash on my fruit anyway.
Right, yeah. As well you should. So you could do Mike Stone, or you could do Oscar Quinones, who is a Peruvian chess master.
Is he still alive?
That's a good question. Looks like it. He was born in 1941. Yeah, he's still alive. Hasn't done much since the 70s.
Sure. I'll take Oscar Quinones. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll take Oscar Quinones.
Cool. All right.
So, I'm going to start off with Oscar Quinones, but this is really going to be more of a criticism of chess as a whole. So everybody from Deep Blue to Bobby Fischer to Oscar, and who's the Russian guy's name who is always going up against Bobby Fischer?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Forget Ivan Jump Off. I don't know what his name is. But anyway, but
Ruben Brashnikov.
But the whole thing is like when these great chess players, they're chess players, and it's the whole the mastery of chess, and he used to. Bobby Fischer used to play 5 games of chess at one time, and he was so great at it. And he could beat opponents in this, and he knew this defense and that defense and blah blah blah. And you have people like that in Oscar Quinones here, and they're making them out to be something great, something fantastic. It's like they're incredible. They're so smart. Guess what you think when someone says they play chess? You're like, wow, this person's really smart. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm a chess master. Wow, this person's really smart. Because in chess, you got to think 5 moves ahead of the other person. Which I'm gonna just tell you right now, that's complete and utter bullshit. Right? You don't think 5 moves ahead. You don't think 10 moves ahead. Because in chess, it's not like you only have 2 or 3 moves to take.
Right.
You have, depending on what you're going to do, you have it's almost infinite number of options before you. And
right.
The thing is, when these people play, and they do it based upon certain techniques. You know?
There's
it's
pre-planned openers and stuff.
Right, and it's like, I see you using the capoeira defense. Well, I thought it fitting considering the rocky terrain, right? I mean, that's really what you're doing is, but I feel that temple cancels out capoeira. I mean, that's what you're doing, is that you are using that, and you're like, okay, well, he did this, so that means that he's going to probably follow this pattern right here. Or some people, they switch from this one to this one depending on what move I make. So you're not really thinking 5 moves ahead. What you're doing is you're just looking at a pattern. It's just like great video game players. Oh, I know the pattern for this. Mm-hmm. And if I fuck it up, I move back to the pattern. You're not going to deviate from that. You don't find chess players that are impulsive. They don't just go off the thing like, okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? Which is what you would really do, because this person's still going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to follow this pair right here. So you're not really a great chess player. All you are is just someone with a really good memory of all the different patterns.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make you smart. It doesn't make you exceptional. You're playing 5 games at once, but all you're really doing is just sitting there going, I'm going to run. You're not really good, so I'm going to run this particular pattern on you.
Right.
And even if you stop one of my moves, the whole thing is with that pattern, if you take this guy out, I'm going to go this way, but it's still going to lead me right back to this position.
Right.
It's basically like a chess GPS.
Right.
Here's your destination. Right? Are you going to pick this path? But guess what? There's a detour. Well, now, but I'm still going to get you right back to where you want to go without you having to do very much at all. And the thing is, you don't have to think about it.
Right.
So you're playing 5 games at once, right? But you really all you're doing is just running 5 different patterns and 5 different plays at once.
Right. Yeah.
That's not smart. There's no smart to that. All it is memorization. Mm-hmm. All these people, and I don't mean to pick on Oscar specifically, right? But he fell in line with all these other people, and And let's talk about who they are. So I'm going to get endorsement, right? Oh, I'm a great chess player. I'm going to play this guy. Oh, and I lost. But you know what? Just because he beat me doesn't mean that I'm beaten. I'm still a great guy. No, you're not. You're not. Because if you are really thinking that far ahead, you can think 5 moves ahead. You know this. Then that means you've got that kind of analytical, strategic mind that you can apply to any situation.
Yep.
Any situation. So what are you doing now? What are you doing with your life?
Right, yeah.
If you're such a great chess player, right, where are you at now? What have you done? What, are you fucking working at Kmart? Right? Yeah. Did you not see that coming 5 moves ahead? You couldn't counter that? Capoeira didn't help you with that? Tibble? No, it's bullshit. None of these guys are smart. They're not super smart. And Oscar's going to take the brunt for this. And because of that, and let's take a look at Deep Blue, the computer that was designed to take down the smartest chess player in the world. If it was really that smart, it'd be fucking Skynet right now.
Right.
It would be. But no, it's not, because all it's doing is the exact same thing. We gave it these particular plays, these moves, these patterns, and now it's doing is it's using that, and it's supposedly using a little bit of like intuition, some computer intuition, to say, oh, well, I can switch these things up and move back and forth, but these people can too. But the thing is, they haven't bothered to do that because it's so much easier to do this. I learned this, I memorized this is what I do. It's the same thing with you when you're driving home from work and you got the thing, you're thinking about something, your work was really was really hard that day and it's on your mind, and next thing you know, you're home and you don't really remember the past 3 stoplights.
Right, yeah.
You don't remember any of the cars in front of you. You maintain the speed limit, you got home because your brain is on autopilot, your muscles are on autopilot.
Yep.
And that's all these guys are. They're on autopilot. They're not doing anything special. Because if they really could do that, hell, you'd be calling them in. Bobby Fischer would be in a war room like now. Hey, help us plan for this attack. We got to fight ISIS. Help us with it.
Right.
Plan 5 moves ahead for them.
Yep.
No, you can't. You can't because you're not smart.
Right.
It's the same thing with, all these people with their Rubik's Cubes, right? Oh, I can solve a Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds. You're not solving it. You're running a pattern.
Yeah,
you're running an algorithm that says, turn this one, turn this one, turn that one. That's all you're doing. You're not solving shit.
Yeah,
you're not special.
I've seen the math formulas for the Rubik's Cubes.
Right. If I can give it to and I've actually seen people make machines with Legos. And they just put the pattern into like the Lego Mindscape.
Yep.
And it turns the cube. So if it can do that, again, it's not smart.
Right.
It's just running a program. It's just doing a 1010111101. I mean, that's it, because that's what you told it to do. And so I don't put any stock in any of these people. The only thing great that ever came out of chess in any fashion at all was One Night in Bangkok. Everything else is just a bunch of fucking bullshit.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster.
And as homophobic as that song is, right? Yes, I don't mean to just to rag on Oscar, but he's another one of those people. If you are famous for that, then you fall in line with all these other people. You are nothing but a grifter.
Right. Yeah.
You're not gonna find somebody that's gonna be really good at like backgammon, right? Like you don't find people that are like I'm the master at roulette. No, because you got to think on your feet. Even with poker, you've got to think on your feet. You can count cards all day long, but that doesn't mean you're going to be the best at it. And then and that's another one of those games where in poker, if you count cards, you get kicked out of the casino. Mm-hmm. It's frowned upon. It's not illegal, but it's frowned upon. So you tell me that I can't use all of my skills possible to play a game to win?
Right. Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do in every other game. That's what you're doing in chess, right? If you told me, no, you can't memorize any of those patterns, you've got to just play against whatever this person does, and you gotta think 5 steps ahead based on what they're going to do without using any patterns. Yep. Don't run any plays. No! They couldn't do it. So it's okay to do it here, but not do it there, but it's all a game? Right. No, because you're not really using any skills. You're not doing anything special. And it's bullshit. Oscar's bullshit. Deep Blue is bullshit. The fucking Russian guy is bullshit. Bobby Fischer is bullshit. You guys aren't smart. You're not special. Anybody can do what you can do if you train your mind enough, or if you've got photographic memory.
Yep.
That's all it is.
It's the same thing with when Speedo designed those swim trunks that or they weren't trunks. It was like the Speedo.
The banana hammock?
I don't remember specifically which one it was, but it was during the Olympics, and the competitors who used that were so much faster than all the others because of how hydrodynamic they designed it to be.
Right, there's no drag.
And, like, it got to where it became against the rules for other athletes to use that because it's like, well, other teams have sponsorship deals with other companies besides Speedo. So we're not going to let them use what's clearly maximizing their performance because these guys are being little crybaby suck tits about it.
Right.
And it's like, well, that's bullshit. They just have better equipment. Those other guys should focus on getting better equipment instead of, well, I'm not allowed to do that because I have a brand deal with this other company. It's like, okay, well, get a better company.
Well, I mean,
get a company that actually makes something hydrodynamic.
Well, I understand that is considered unfair, right? Because it's not going off of your skill and how well you've trained your body. It's because, and we're talking about something that's measured in like seconds or tenths of seconds. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. I understand that, but you're right. If that's the case, we're going to say, okay, why don't we do this then? Swim naked.
Yeah,
swim naked. That way, it's completely fair. Yeah, and I take. And like I said, I compare chess to like poker, where you're not allowed to do this, you're allowed to do this. But I'm gonna make a statement that I know some people may disagree with, right? But I'm gonna stand my ground. And actually, I don't think anybody's gonna disagree with it because the person I'm talking about, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that person's a piece of shit." So we may not agree with you entirely, but yeah, that person's a piece of shit. Olympic, and I'm using my air quotes here. Olympic, winner or runner, Oscar Pistorius, right? Right, the guy who was the amputee that had those little curved things.
Yep.
And he was like, "Well, I should be allowed to compete in the Olympics," and blah blah. Okay, so first off, no, you shouldn't. You can compete in like the Special Olympics or the amputee. I mean, I don't know if I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying if they have one for for people that were amputees that have artificial limbs or whatever, but you can't compete in the other ones. And this is why. It's not because, we don't want you in here, cripple boy or whatever. It's because those legs, those curved legs, if he was wearing some old fashioned mannequin robot legs, mm-hmm. Yeah, I got no problem with it. But those curved legs with the springs in them, those rebound automatically.
Yeah.
As a runner, if I'm running, I have to push off with my foot and with my ankle and with my calf muscles. I'm working my entire leg to put it down and push up as fast as I can. Those things are rebounding for you. Yeah. So you're not using any muscles for the lower half. And I realize you don't have those, but we're talking about a competition here.
Right.
So the only thing you're really working are your thighs. All the other stuff is being done for you, so you don't have to exert nearly as much energy as everybody else.
Right.
And when you do, you have an extra advantage because you can put more like energy and more power into your thighs because that's the only thing you're working. And the more you put in that, the other thing is working automatically for you.
Yeah.
The more pressure you put, the more it's going to rebound you further. That's not fair to everyone else who are exerting power to their entire leg.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And it's not because you're an amputee, it's because you're using something much in the way of those Speedos.
Right.
Which is making it unfair for everyone else because they have to use more than what you're using.
Right.
And I'm taking that and I'm putting it back to chess, where if I have a guy that doesn't know chess, he knows the basic moves, but doesn't know any of these plays, right? And the only thing you're running plays, yeah, that's kind of a disadvantage there.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's like, well, that's not fair. He can learn those plays. That's true. He can learn those plays. No one's going to get their legs cut off just so they can have these special legs, right? I'm sorry, Lieutenant Dan. But it's the same thing as like you're using something, but that doesn't make you great because you're using it.
Right.
You're using something that is doing work for you, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't make your skills great.
Right.
It really just makes you average. Now, Pistorius, outside of being a piece of shit, right? He could have been if he had his legs, he could have been an incredible runner.
Right.
And I'm not denying that at all. But in the condition that he was in, he did have an unfair advantage because of that. Same way with these people that are doing this, you're not really using any kind of real skills. All you're doing is running a pattern.
Right.
And that doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you great. And you certainly don't deserve any kind of title or championship because of it as the world's greatest person. Because what comes with that is a chess game. This chess thing is the game of the smart man, the learned man, which you normally equate with rich people,
Right?
Because they use things that not they learn it. You know, I mean, you use that as it's the thinking man's game,
Right? Yeah.
Which basically means that's the rich person's game because you don't really think of people as like the poor guy lives in the corner. He's a thinking man, right? You're like, no. I'm not saying he's not, but you don't associate it with that. You associate chess with all these things that basically says rich, powerful, smart, capable, right? You know,
Cultured.
like you're right. You're one percenters.
Right.
And if you'd have the title of, I'm a chess master, then that says, oh, this person is super smart. He's Mensa, he's the one that set the bar, like for everything else. And then you have people like, what's the guy's name? The astrophysicist. You know what I'm talking about?
Stephen Hawking?
Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Right? When you have him, Stephen Hawking play chess? Probably not. Was he good? Could he beat Bobby Fischer? Probably not. Really? The guy that created, the black holes and string theory. I don't know if he's created string theory, but I'm just saying. But the guy that thought of all that told me he couldn't beat Bobby Fischer in chess?
Right, yeah.
Really? Well, why? Because he never studied chess.
Right.
Because he never bothered to learn the patterns, because that wasn't important to him. But mind against mind alone, there's no reason why he couldn't have. But you're telling me, you're smarter than he is? Because you got that title, which automatically says you're smarter than these people here because you are the great chess master. Because you read a book and you memorized it.
Yep.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you. The only person I don't say that to is the guy that wrote, One Night in Bangkok. Yep. Murray Head, you are a genius. You are a learned man in the music. I'm getting off my soapbox.
The creme de la creme in a chess world with a show with everything but Yul Brynner.
I wonder how many people actually get that line.
Probably not many.
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't even know that it's about chess.
But, I mean, just the whole... I doubt that people nowadays, if you hear the song, you're like, who the fuck is Yul Brynner?
Right. All right, so we're, I think, no, that puts us even.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did too. Okay, cool, because we were right at the hour mark. Cool. All right, so, so that was us playing Don't Get Me Started. We, for anybody who's said that we just look for stuff to bitch about, now you've got some evidence for that. We really do just look for stuff to bitch about.
I have to say this. I just kind of ran that whole chess rant and stuff because I had to find something, but I actually believe that now. I've actually convinced myself that fuck those guys. They're not smart. They're not smart at all. They're not thinking 5 million. If anything, they should be working for the DMV to help control traffic problems so we don't have traffic jams. They think 5 cars ahead, buddy. Yeah, I actually now feel that way. I'm like, no, those people aren't smart at all.
I really feel that way about Gino and Square Enix and all that. So, Square definitely needs to put different characters in Smash Brothers.
Wow. This is how internet shit gets started. Someone says something as a joke, and you're like, "Hey,
wait a minute, that's a good point."
I didn't actually do any research, but it sounds good, and I screamed about it loud enough, so I'm obviously quite passionate about it. Even though I really was just saying it as a joke, but it's
now you just need to slam your fists on the podium.
I don't want these chess players thinking they're the smartest people in the world.
Oh, I'm sick of this crap! I still maintain I would totally have Alex Jones on the show.
That would be the day that I actually really do go and do a podcast about the neighbor's dog. I don't want them teaching chess to lower income families and making them people smart.
You just look in their eyes and see that they're evil. Why can't you just see that they're evil?
Oh. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so thanks everybody for listening. Hope you had fun with this, because we did. So...
Oh, I guess I just pissed off the entire chess community.
It's okay. They're too busy learning their plays to... Yeah.
I was going to say, on the plus side, though, I doubt that they actually waste their time, listening to podcasts and watching YouTube.
Yeah. But hey, we have a life, so...
That's right.
I don't need a waifu. I have sex.
Not recently.
Not recently,
But I mean, I have.
I mean, it happens on occasion.
She put a bag on my head. Still counts. So, but I cried afterwards.
Have you heard the NSP song "Why I Cry"?
No.
It's like, after sex I cry.
I couldn't tell you how many times I've actually cried after sex. I feel like I should be embarrassed to say it. I really do, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I've cried after sex. Right now, it's because it's those moments when I've been with someone and I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna be cool. If they offer, I'm just be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna come up with some reason why I can't, because I don't really want to. Not tonight. Not with them. And then 30 minutes later, I'm like, fuck, I did it. Shit, I didn't want to. God, jeez. And it's like, oh, damn it. It's like, damn. Like,
You didn't Vader no.
And the thing is, it's like, it doesn't hit me like, like post like coitus when I'm laying there in bed and I'm like, oh, and you're like, oh shit. It's like I'm right there and as soon as like the O hits, it's like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, oh shit. As soon as like the blood's like, all right, guys. I know the job's not done, but we can all go home. Man, we're good as finished here. And the blood goes back. He's like, honey, I'm home. It's like, what did you do? What did you do? We're like, what? Like, oh God. It's like, and I'm like, oh, and I can't even enjoy like the moment, because all of a sudden I'm like, shit. And you're trying to slam the brakes on the train. I'm like, sorry. It's too late. The door's open, the cats run out. It's like, it's done. I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, oh jeez. It's, yeah. And it's bad. And the thing is, when it happens once, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to let it happen again. Right. I'm not going to let it happen again. Next time I'll have more resolve. And you're thinking in that moment, you're like, you know what? This isn't going to happen. Since last time, I just remember how you felt last time. I remember how I felt last time. I felt like shit, and I fucking cried. And I had to try to hide my tears or whatever. It's like, oh God, it's so hot in here. I'm just sweating over my eyes, in my nose, snotting all over the place. Yeah, I didn't say mommy. I said, Mom, me felt good about that. It's like, you remember that, right? You don't want to go through that again. And then, next thing you know, it's like, Mommy. Oh, God, it's so horrible. Woo! I'm glad you've never experienced that. And I hope you never do. That is something that will shake the masculinity right out of you. Right? I mean, you can feel like you're in control of a lot of things. Like, remember that time I ran into that burning building to save those kids, but it turns out that, when she said, oh, I've got to save, I got to save my Lola. I got to save my Lola. And you ran in, it turned out that Lola was like the dog, right? And you're like, oh yeah, but I did it, and afterwards, yeah. It turned out it was a dog, but I didn't hesitate. I ran in there. Right. I got choked up by the smoke and everything. And it's like flames licking. It just cinched all the hair on my arms and stuff like that. But I did it. I'm a man. And you're like, remember that time you cried after sex? You're like, I'm not a man. I'm not yet a woman. I don't know what I am.
Once, twice, 3 times a waiting.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm glad you've never had like the greatest thing in your life just be brought down like the freaking Hindenburg because you cried after sex.
Oh, the humanity! Oh God! I'm sorry, I can't stop crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get us started on crying.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, God, thanks for bringing us down.
I brought us down.
This was your idea.
Well, much like many of your other jokes, I haven't made you say any of this.
You didn't. You didn't.
No, all I do is lay out the groundwork, and you're like, oh, what's that? A little worm on that hook? I don't mind if I do.
Okay, so I'm going to ask to our listeners, please drop me a line if you listen to this podcast and you hear more than one voice. Because I just want to know at this point, is Acomi real, or is it a voice in my head that's making me say this stuff? And I just need to know that he's a real person and not just like something in my head like, go and say these horrible things, you know? So if you actually hear two distinct voices in this podcast, just say, I hear. Just say, just like Picard, you know, I see four lights. Just say, I hear another voice. And I'll be like, thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Say that you hear two voices. Bye, everybody.
I fell down some stairs.
You fell down some stairs. We got that backwards.
Well, no, I was actually speaking.
Oh, well.
You know, you weren't supposed to say anything. Oh.
Man, look at you. Running around in your underwear like some kind of crazy person.
You're a voice in my head. You're a voice in mine.
The gun's not in your hand. The gun's in my hand.
Where are you going with this, IKEA boy?
Big deal. Doesn't change a thing. Hey everyone, it's me, Acomi. So, thanks for sticking with us for season 1 of Our Moms Think We're Funny.
Ooh, you suck.
Right, okay. Yeah, a big thank you to all of our listeners. You mean the world to us, and we just wanted to let you know that we'd be taking a hiatus. Hey, we're taking a hiatus, but only for the holidays. We'll be back with season 2. Whoa! Jesus! We'll be back with season 2, January 1st, 2020. In the meantime, you can check out all of our previous episodes on Anchor FM, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. And just remember, Turk and I love you guys, and we can't wait to see you in 2020. Turk said to be sure and tell you, Zang yo, and I just wanted to say that we'll catch you guys later.